Holy shit, who's this freckle-faced fuck? How are you?
That's an aggressive way to greet someone.
Look at this skinny latte prick. Your bones, kid. You here to whip these assholes into shape or what?
That's the idea.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Why you all tense? What? It's a hug, not a hand job. Lighten up.
Be that as it may, I'm still confused.
Oh, right, because I'm old as shit. How about this? This jog your memory?
Trackstar? Holy shit!
Yeah, you fucker. Why are you accepting hugs from old men you don't know?
Welcome to Between the Joysticks. Press start and then we're off. Nick and John, they've got the sauce. Breaking news and some hot takes. Even if there's some mistakes, Nick is captaining the ship, while John gives thoughts straight from the hip. But when their powers combine, we're all in for a hell of a time. Between the Joysticks, it's the best. Up to 6 things they will address. Tell all your friends and settle in. Between the Joysticks now begins.
Hello there, and welcome to episode 156 of the video game podcast Between the Joysticks. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined by my co-host, John. On this episode, we read your emails on the show.
My favorite.
We have a couple to read. We will get into the Golden Joystick Awards. They announced the 12 nominees for their Ultimate Game of the Year. Not just Game of the Year, Ultimate Game of the Year.
My favorite.
And finally, I have played the superhero story game Dispatch, and I'm going to give my impressions of the first 4 episodes. All that and much more on this episode. Now, John, we recorded 2 days in a row, or 2 weeks in a row. That feels pretty good.
I know. After going 120 straight weeks of not missing, and then I don't know, we've had 30 episodes in the last 75 weeks. So
sure,
yeah, it does.
That math sounds right.
It feels nice to have a little bit of normalcy going.
Yeah,
for the fans,
Yeah, and new fans.
It's not for us. It's for the fans.
That's right. So I don't really have much to start with, but we have a lot to talk about. So unless you got something, unless you got something up your sleeve over there.
No, nothing up my sleeve.
In your winter coat indoors.
I have bad blood flow. All right, my hands get chilly. I am physically fit, but I don't know. I need more iron or something, like my wife always tells me. So leave me alone, man.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Or maybe you're a reptile. I don't know.
Want these hard nips to turn you on during the podcast.
I'm just saying, maybe you're not warm-blooded.
No, maybe not. Maybe cut me open. I got blue blood. I don't know. But no, I have nothing. But I think longtime listeners of the show will know that Nick and I's other love besides video games is a little man from Michigan named Tim Robinson. So go watch The Chair Company if you haven't watched The Chair Company. It's a silly, weird show on HBO that's going on week 5 now. But if you're a fan of Tim, you'll like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, they gave it when we talk about HBO shows and the premiere shows, they get that premium time slot, right? That Sunday at 10 o'clock, that's, where Game of Thrones lived. That's where The Last of Us lived. They gave it to The Cheer Company, so.
Yeah, and it's not like there's another show that it bumped out, I think it's a little light slate right now, but it's, every once in a while you become a fan of somebody or something or some team or whatever where it kind of extends beyond like where it should be. Like I just want Tim Robinson to do really well in life. Like he's he means that much to me. So everybody go support him.
He was in the video game. What video game? The with all the weird
High
guns.
on Life.
High on Life. Thank you. So
it's my hope, Nick,
and Ugly Sonic in the Chip and Dale movie.
It's my hope that one day somebody in Tim Robinson's circle will hear this podcast and be like, "Wow, these guys really like you, Tim," and he'll just like email us one day and be like, "Hey, man, thanks," and I go, then our life is made. So it's my hope.
That's a good hope.
Yeah,
it's a good recommendation. All right, so let's get into the show. This is how the show works. John and I both bring up the 3 things to talk about for a total of 6 things. It can be a video game we're playing. It can be an email. It can be, I'm getting confused here. It can be a topic. It can be a game we're playing. It can be a Reddit thread. It can be whatever we want. It can also be a message from you, the listener. Our Twitter account is Joysticks Pod. Our YouTube page is at Between the Joysticks.
Okay, he's got caffeine, guys.
And finally, our email address is betweenthejoysticks@gmail.com. You can email there and be read on the show like the following 2 listeners.
2.
Let's go. First email. Hi, Nick and John. I was very happy to see another episode available today. I only discovered your podcast last year, and after trialing a few of the current episodes, I decided to start listening from the beginning. Yes, from the start of PlayStation Pals. I generally listen to an episode each week, and I'm currently up to episode 75. When I saw there was a long break between the current episodes, I got a bit nervous, so was relieved to see a new update today. For me, some of the most memorable moments of the podcast have been the all-time top 50 list, the Battle Royale, and the DEF CON status updates. I like that the podcast is well-structured, that you both have very knowledgeable opinions, and mainly that you both seem like a great pair of guys. Aww. A little about me. I'm 40, male, live in Australia, and married with kids. Great wife, great kids. I'm very lucky. I've always grown up having the current PlayStation in my house, and it's been part of my rest and relaxation for as long as I can remember. Favorite game series include Uncharted, Tomb Raider, Far Cry, and anything else with a strong sense of adventure. I also have a Logitech G29 wheel for racing games. Is that the wheel you were looking at for a while?
Yeah. Yep, that's the one sweet spot of like affordability and quality.
Okay.
Usually like 300.
I was inspired by the most recent release of Borderlands 4, but having only played the first game, I decided to finally start playing a playthrough of Borderlands 2. I've got to say I'm absolutely loving it. I took a couple of annual leave days and have been playing whilst my kids are at school. It felt like heaven. Currently 25 hours deep, planning many more. For my next game, I'm trying to decide if I should tackle another older game from my backlog or play a newly released game. The decision has come down to The Messenger or Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Do you guys have any thoughts? Keep up the great work, Mark. Long live PlayStation Pals.
Mark, thanks for writing in, buddy. Like Nick showed me this last week, I think, when it came in, and you know, Nick and I do this for fun. Everybody knows that. We don't get paid. We don't get money. We're not sponsored. We're just two dudes that like video games and like to talk. And so, you know, when you kind of stare at each other into this, talking to this microphone for a while, and like we know we have listeners out there. We know that. But to just have a little bit of validation, a little bit of like, hey, man, keep, you know, you telling us to keep up the good work. It really does mean a lot. So thanks so much for writing in.
Yeah, and especially when you find us and then you go back.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's nearly a week straight if you listen to our show.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
It's a lot of stuff, man. And so, you know, it gives us a little bit of like, you know what, maybe we are pretty okay at this and, you know, keep trying to find, even if it's one listener a month, you know, a couple listeners a year, whatever it is, it does make the difference. How many bluey, well, you probably don't get a lot of bluey comments in Australia because you live it, but like as an American dad who has young kids myself that you now know this, you know, I saw the dad living in Australia. It's like, you know, immediately wanted to know if your name's Bandit, but obviously it's Mark, so it's not. Anyway, for the last part of your question, I think you have two fantastic game choices to think about. And you're probably going to get two different answers from Nick and I, but that might only be because we have each only played one of these, and they're the other ones. So I don't think you can go wrong with either of these games. You probably maybe not have caught up yet to Nick's review of Shinobi, but I can speak to The Messenger, and that game is fantastic top to bottom if you're a fan of classic structured side scrollers, right? And there's some twists in there. I think you probably know, like, you know, it kind of bounces between 8-bit and 16-bit. And there's some gameplay differences and variances that kind of go through as you play it. But it is tight as can be. The controls feel wonderful. There's a weird sense of, like, actually some laugh-out-loud type dialogues that happen
and
throughout it.
And The Messenger has a twist, right?
It does, yeah. And it has a
twist.
twist about halfway through that kind of changes it up. In case you don't know what that is, we won't mention it here. But and I would imagine, you know, I think it released at $20. So you can probably find that thing on a sale. You know, here with the upcoming holidays, especially. So I'll let Nick speak more on Shinobi, but if you are a fan of like old school side-scrolling games, like if you have a soft spot for those, absolutely pick it up, and I would encourage you to do so, even if you don't. It's an easy 9 from me, but I love The Messenger. That game's great.
Yeah, and Shinobi, episode 151, I talked about it and reviewed it. One of my favorite games of the year. Again, this is from Lizard Cube, who did Streets of Rage 4, another game that I adore a lot for its style and how it plays. And this is the same thing. The art, the music, the game itself is just incredible. Currently, I think it is still one of my top 3 games of the year. That's how good it is. So,
One thing I do want to say, Mark, I don't know, maybe you've played it already, but if you haven't, based on your favorite game series, you have to play The Great Circle.
Yeah,
I was
gonna say
you
that
have
too.
to play Indiana Jones and The Great Circle if you haven't, because that game is just pure adventure.
Yeah.
So add that one to your list if you have not done so yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to think of like other like adventure games, but I think he nailed the big ones.
Yeah.
Outside of Indiana Jones, that give you that kind of that feel. But no, that's great, man. Just we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Both, and we recommend both games. And both games are not very long. I don't think you're gonna, you could probably finish both in a day if you were really trying.
I mean, the Messenger. Yeah, it's probably in that 12 to 15. Like it'd be a long day. You could do it, but like it's got a little more meat on the bones than you think it would. Especially when a game that came out earlier this year, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, it was in that like 5 to 6 hour mark.
Right.
This exceeded that a little bit, but yeah, Aussie. You're supposed to say oi oi oi, Nick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's fine. I know Mark did in his car.
Just instinctually.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for writing in. And as I mirror John's sentiment, it's great to know people are out there, they're listening. And again, we love when you write in and tell us all about you. We like to know the type of people that are listening.
Yeah, don't let this be your only email, Mark. Keep us updated. We I
believe you had some Australia specific questions for him.
I don't remember. I remember Jesse. Since Jesse's never invited us down to New Zealand, maybe Mark can get us a nice place to stay in Australia when we need to escape the United States, because it's kind of crazy over here right now, guys. So if you have an open bed, Mark, an open spot, I know you have a family. Maybe our kids can play together. But I need to know how large what is the largest spider you've seen in the last 365 days? Is it bigger than a small bird? And that might change our answers, but I'm sure all the stereotypical Australia questions that you probably know exist elsewhere around the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't their toilets flush backwards too, and all the
yeah, I think so. The Southern Hemisphere stuff, but yeah, I guess it'd be interesting. I'm imagining you're living in Sydney, Brisbane, and all that stuff, because I know the Central Australia is just literally the definition of a wasteland. But yeah, you'll also find, if you keep listening to the show, Mark, I'm very interested in just other people's life experiences. So yeah. Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
And don't get bit by a snake or a
Yeah, be safe out there.
or a spider.
But I mean, he's made it to 40. He's probably pretty experienced at this point.
Yeah, he's probably
with
like,
the
you guys you guys overblow it how bad it really is, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Let us know.
Well, again, they're usually more afraid of us than we're afraid of them. So you're probably fine, even if you see a spider the size of your head.
Yeah,
you're probably fine. Be fine.
Maybe our wives can be friends too. I don't know. Get me out of here. I don't want to be in Michigan anymore.
All right. That gets us into our next email. Returning pal of the show, Freddie B. writes in.
Freddie.
Hey, guys. Glad you're back. I've been dying to hear your takes on all the recent news. Hopefully work continues to mellow out for you both so you can enjoy the upcoming holidays. Maybe John can even catch up on his backlog.
Balls.
Never happening.
Balls.
Because he always adds another game, and it's annoying. I wanted to write in regarding Nick's score for Ghost of Yotei. Uh-oh. I found myself giving the same score a 7 out of 10, but for different reasons. I actually found the combat to be a regression from Tsushima to Yotei. While I like the new weapons, switching between them isn't necessarily quick, and when you have multiple enemies with different weapons charging you, it's hard to decide which you should use to counter, as the penalties for using the wrong weapon on lethal can be tough. Damn, you're playing on lethal?
Yeah, I think Freddie B is one of those. I just do everything on hard, guys.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
The duels were a huge step backwards for me. I don't remember if this was the case in Tsushima, but every duel in Yotei dragged on with the forced clashes between Atsu and whoever you were fighting. I get that this was for cinematic purposes, but it was also very frustrating to have your combos become useless if the clash didn't occur for each fight to have 3 or 4 forced clashes. And what he's referring to is when you're in a duel in this game, it's like counter heavy, right? And you're waiting for an opening. And when you get an opening, you want to do as much damage as possible. But for some reason in the game, it's like at certain health bar levels, you're forced into a clash where you get a little bit of
swords.
Yeah, you lock swords, and you get a little bit of like exposition. You get a little dialogue between the two people, and it just
You're a bitch. No, you're a bitch.
And it can take you out of a combo. Like if you're like, oh, I got him, I'm going to inflict massive damage. It's like, no, you hit the health bar clash thing, and it does it for every fight, weirdly enough. But lastly, the game just overall didn't feel much of an improvement from Tsushima. It felt like it just sort of brought Tsushima over with quality of life updates, but no major changes. I would have liked to see more loadout builds, additional stealth mechanics, maybe a stronger progression system, potentially even going into the RPG direction, or just some major push forward. That being said, I'm still actually really enjoying the game. I spent hours in the photo mode, and while Atsu's story isn't necessarily groundbreaking, I do enjoy it and like the character. Also, as much as I said the combat is a regression, it's still satisfying to take out a mob of enemies. The weapons just feel impactful. Lastly, calling it now, Sucker Punch will do a final Ghost game set sometime during the 19th century, maybe right before or during the Meiji Restoration. I could see it being called The Ghost of Kyoto and take place where there was an attempted kidnapping of the emperor, which led to the Chozu expeditions or the Boshin Wars as an example. Sorry for the long email. Thanks again for the show and all that you guys do. All right, so a lot to unpack here. I'm glad that he is on my side.
Your side? What is this? This isn't,
well,
sides.
I don't know what side you're on. So John is playing it. John, let's get your impressions, and then maybe we can tackle some of the issues here in Freddie's email.
Sure. Okay, so I think my PlayStation says I am 11 hours in. I'm out of the first zone and kind of, making my way to the place I wanted to go next because it is a little more open.
He's going after the Oni for people playing the game.
Yeah, the Oni. And I think a little bit of prefacing, I'm not the open world guy. People who listen know that. I prefer tighter, shorter experiences that kind of fit more of my lifestyle as a dad of 3 that just doesn't like when I have to boot a game up and it feels like I'm making no progress in games like, Red Dead and The Witcher and Cyberpunk. Those games are great for those type of open world experiences when you want to get something dense and dive into it and you can sit there for a long period of time. But for me, I typically find those overwhelming and I don't particularly like them. So when it comes to the open world design of Ghost of Yotei, for me, it's pretty awesome.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty awesome.
It's Freaky Friday.
I know. And I made the joke last week that, watch, I'm going to like this one. And, funny enough, I do. But, I just enjoy that when I boot the game up, and if I have 45 minutes, I can feel like, okay, cool, I can knock off 3 or 4, like a couple shrines, couple fox things, maybe take out abandoned camp or whatever I want, and I see those markings off on the map, and the map is spread out enough that it feels like I am moving. I can absolutely understand that is a drawback for a lot of people. Nick being a primary example. Nick loves his big, meaty, dense, I want to eat every little square inch of this map, open world games. As I just explained, that's not for me. I prefer the Elden Ring style, right? This kind of style. Breath of the Wild, even a little bit, where it's like, it's a big, expansive thing. You kind of just are meant to lock eyes with something you want to go towards or pull up your map and just identify it on there, set the wind, and just go. And I enjoy that. Now here, now here, now here, now here. I'm going to knock this out. And the coupling of the fact that it's like an absolutely gorgeous open world set in a place that I have an inherent obsession with, being Japan. I just love Japanese things. I'm trying to learn the language right now, failing miserably at it, but trying. And so it's a weird combination of a lot of things that I enjoy about, or that I enjoy specifically about open world games that I typically don't find a lot nowadays, right? Like Grand Theft Auto 6 is a great example. I have no doubt that game is going to be a 10 out of 10 in every single thing it sets out to do. I just worry that open world is going to be the densest thing I've ever seen, and I don't want to go into every
glorious.
I don't want to go into every store. I don't want to. What's this do? I just kind of want to know what the markers on the map mean, know what is required of me as a player to do it, and to just keep moving forward as we go. And so I've found that a lot of fun. Now,
And I do want to, because before I lose this point, because he mentions this is a step back in Tsushima in some ways, and one of the ways I think it is that locations aren't even memorable. Like that's like they're very beautiful, but there's not like. I remember in Tsushima there was a town that was for thieves, right? And it was like this multi-layered town. It was like in a valley, and it was cool. There is not even none of the towns are even memorable in this. Like there's not like when you think of like playing Rebirth, and the first town you go into is like this crazy busy town. There's not a lot to do there, but there's just you find yourself just getting lost in it, and it has its personality. And I think like in this game, none of the villages, none of the areas outside of the environmental changes that you're going to see as far as like location wise and in the environments, they're just like not memorable.
I'm smiling the entire time Nick is saying this because like that is a big thing. I hate cities. I hate cities in open world games. You're right. Nothing I've really come across yet has been memorable. But you know what is? To me, it's just the first valley that I'm in with all the flowing flowers and the big fucking mountain in the background, and I can climb on cliffs and I can go over to the ocean, right? I think Ghost of Yotei is trying to go for more the naturalistic, wild approach, right? Like northern Japan, Hokkaido or Ezo in the game. Is more of the rural area of Japan, right? There's not really a lot of the big cities are up there. So I think that's probably what they were trying to do. But you're absolutely right. Like nothing I've come across is memorable. But like I'll tell you, man, going into a city and seeing something on a map and walking to it only to realize it's 3 floors above me or below me and I can't really tell is the most fucking. I hate that shit. So for me, I'm
running into that with Borderlands all the time. I hate it. Yeah,
I hate being on different levels. It's like God, I don't know. I don't know where to go now, and it's annoying. Which is why games like God of War, the way that they do their map system, where it just kind of always tells you like the marker on the compass is always just to the next turn, effectively, not like the destination is nice. I like stuff like that. But going back to Freddie's email, I kind of agree with a lot of the gameplay quirks and issues you are having. I'm kind of playing through this game a little mindlessly. Maybe I should bump up the difficulty a little bit, but like the fights really aren't anything to write home about. It does feel good to take out mobs when you can put together a flow, right? And you're getting your if you kill 5 enemies in a row without getting hit, you charge up this meter where you can become like the Onryo, right? Which is like the ghost, and you scare people and you can kill them immediately. And so like when you go through a fight, like I've had a lot of fights, you know, where it's like, okay, they see me. Do I want to do a standoff? Do I want to creep up on them? I'll tell you what, I never want to do stealth in this game. The stealth kind of sucks. Like that is, I agree. Like it's almost a little disappointing that they didn't branch out and extrapolate on their gameplay systems a little bit more in this one. It does seem like it's just the same thing again. It's a basic open world system.
It gets easier because you unlock like chain assassinations, so you can like kill like. And there's a suit of armor that adds like another 2 to them.
So you can knock out like 4 or 5.
You can knock out 4 or 5 guys and not even like sound the alarm. And so it does get easier. And when you unlock the weapon, I can't say the 2 scythes with the
two
chain.
simple things, yeah.
You can stealth kill people from very long distances and pull them to you.
Oh, that's dope.
So you can come out of the grass, pull a guy who's like clear in the open to you, kill him, and he's hidden from view. So you'll have options later.
Because like I do like that. Like I like the idea that okay, you pull up to a camp, there's 6 enemies in there. Okay, I'm going to do a standoff. I unlock the thing that gives me 2 standoff kills. So there's 2 immediately. One of the guys I killed dropped their sword. I like the picking up a sword and throwing it through somebody's chest thing. I love that. So you do that, and then the next guy, now I have my Onryo thing charged up. I scare somebody, kill him, and like, oh shit, now I just got one guy to deal with. Like it feels good. Like when you go through something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But there are some fights where I'm just like, dude, I don't. Like, because they're coming from all angles. My parries just aren't matched up properly, and I just die very quickly, and that does feel bad. But, so, obviously I'm going to have more future thoughts and things to discuss here in the next coming weeks. Like, I know I say this a lot at guys, and I apologize every single time when I'm like, I really like this, Lies of P, and then I just never play it anymore. This is going to be one that I get through. PlayStation Studio games just kind of have that extra draw about them, so I'll be getting through it. But I'm liking it. I think the story, yes, it's basic, but to Freddie's point, like I like how there's these little flashbacks that you kind of come across, and you're getting a little more like, I don't know, texture to how it is to like live in this land and what this invading force is trying to do. It's generic stuff, but like I am like Atsu enough to be curious what happens next, and just came across a major character that wasn't expecting. It was like, oh, that's an interesting turn, and I think my brain's already turning like, okay, I know games how they and narratives how they like to mess with you. Ooh, are you good or bad? I don't know. But enjoying it. It's not game of the year material, but I think I like it a little bit more than Nick, and probably a little bit more than it seems like you are, Freddie. But echo your statement that like I'm still having you're still having a great time. So a 7 out of 10 for you might not be,
yeah,
hard to determine how people evaluate things
again.
Nowadays.
I mean, if you've made it this far, you'll probably see it through, but we'll see how you feel when an hour 30 of this.
Yeah, it gets a little because it is samey to all your talking last week. Yeah, I'm doing the same 5 things over and over again.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Yeah, yeah.
I did want to point out the last thing he said, that he's calling it now. Sucker Punch will do a final Ghost game. Do you believe that is the direction this studio will go? I mean, there were 3 Infamous games.
Yeah. I think they will do something else next, and then they'll follow that up with probably a Ghost game.
That's what I hope.
That's what I'm thinking. I find it kind of shocking that Infamous has been as dormant as it is. Especially, not that the MCU wasn't humming back in 20. I don't know, when did Second Son come out? 2015?
Oh, yeah, it was like that launch year of...
So maybe 2014.
Yeah.
But we've had Spider-Man, games of, I feel like they could do a lot with that genre if they went back to it. But I think it would be smart. Let it breathe for a second. Come back at the second half of the PS6 with another Ghost game, and then that would be it.
Well,
I think it would be.
It's funny though, as mild as we are on it. I mean, it reviewed better than the last game. It's selling really well right now. So I mean. It probably is going to be the next game. Will be the third one.
Yeah, I mean, Sony has had a history since the PS4 probably started, right? Which is really when Sony has gotten into the position of they're just the juggernauts of the game industry now. They have had this tendency to just kind of keep doing the same things, right? Like God of War is popular, do another God of War game. We're doing another Last of Us game. We're going to remake The Last of Us. We're doing that. Finally, we're starting to come out of it with Naughty Dog's doing Intergalactic. Insomniac's doing Wolverine instead of another Spider-Man game. So it's okay, maybe it's you do the 2, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, let it breathe, and then come back to it.
Yeah.
I like that cadence, and hopefully they do too. But I think you can still let it breathe. Sucker Punch's next game, even if it's not Ghost, let's say Ghost at Yotei and Tsushima, they're 8 million sellers, 10 million sellers. I think even if an Infamous game or whatever, if it was a new IP, it might not be 10 million, but it'd be 9 million, or it'd be something like that, right? Sony Pictures or Sony Studio Games have a bare minimum.
And I do like how you're using the term breathe. It's 5 years between these fucking games because development cycles suck.
Yeah, this is the new reality. Back in the day, you could say, we'll get Ghost in 3 years and 2 games in between.
Right.
Not anymore.
And obviously, they're going to continue to work on this game. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced, because Tsushima got, not only Legends mode, but they got that Iki Island.
Legends is coming to this sometime.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
Okay,
yeah, that's going to be a free update next year. So
never did Iki. You didn't do Iki Island either,
no,
right? Yeah,
no, I didn't go back for that because it was in the definitive edition that came with.
If Sony could, and this is so
PS5
dumb,
version of the game.
If Sony had their own little trophy for platinuming DLCs, I'd do so many more DLCs. It's stupid, but I would.
You say that, but as we talk about in this show, DLC is typically not good. 90% is not good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Most of it is just not worth it. Even I can tell why Spider-Man 2 didn't get DLC is because Spider-Man 1 DLC sucked.
You know what I was thinking of the other day that I don't know why randomly, but how much I loved it was that free God of War Valhalla thing. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah.
I wish there was more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's hard to make great things that's that good. So,
and for free too. I cannot believe Valhalla was a free update to God of War.
It was awesome.
But okay, and then you say you're taking some hours in photo mode, Freddie. I'd love to see some sweet in-game photos.
I even did a photo mode thing last night.
Yeah?
I was like, holy shit. I did a photo mode. I always hate this kind of stuff.
Are you going to share with the class? You have your phone out.
Yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can pull it up. There was just some, it was this sprawling thing. I'm on the edge of a cliff, but then I noticed there's all the filters you can do. And that samurai filter that's super red.
Yeah.
I did one of those and I was like, ooh, that looks cool. Hold on. Not that I can share with the class, but it's I don't know. It was just like, ooh.
Oh yeah. No, that looks great.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like,
It's funny is just how robust these are and how like every game. And I know like touts how much they do.
that's it without the filter, but yeah, it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
what an
man.
ugly game.
But
No,
that's
it's gorgeous.
exactly what I mean. Sorry, guys. I know for the audio, everybody listening, guys, this does nothing. But I'm showing him a picture of that first valley with all the flowers and the mountains. Like that is memorable to me.
And the draw
Like,
distance, I will say, is incredible.
Yeah.
That you can see that far and pick out items from that. Or
Pulling out your spyglass. Good stuff.
things out there. Yes, thank you. Spyglass was the stupid term that tripped me up when we were talking about periscope and telescope. It was like, I know it's called something in the game because it tells you to bring it up so many times. Spyglass.
Ooh, funny little dumb thing about this game. Am I a psychopath or do other people do this? I have a tendency to like I'm talking to somebody and like I'll just hit them with my sword for fun. Like, do you do that?
No, but because
It's
what
like,
is
haha,
the,
I got you.
because the button to get on a horse in this is right trigger.
R2, yeah.
I would always hit square and hit my horse with a sword accidentally.
Yeah, and you're an animal guy. I bet you felt like shit.
I did not like doing that.
Yeah.
I did not like doing that.
I try and hit every human I come across, though. It's funny. It's funny to me.
But yeah.
You're my dad's friend that I haven't seen in 20 years? Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad Freddie B's on my side.
This isn't. There's no sides.
There is a sides. This is a war.
Okay.
All
right.
We're teaming up on John here,
All right.
who loves open world games apparently now. So
Well, and so go play Silksong, Nick. Come on, let's do a full role reversal.
all right. Thanks for writing in, Freddie B. And again, you can be read on this show betweenthejoysticks@gmail.com. We love to hear from you. Tell us what you're playing. There's so many games out right now.
Well, we got Game of the Year coming up. So guys, get your PlayStation stuff ready, right? You're going to get your emails, get your thoughts on what your favorite games of the year are.
Yeah.
We're going to want all that soon, so
Yep.
just kind of be ready.
And speaking of that,
Ooh, good transition.
the Golden Joysticks, this fan-voted Game Awards esque event. They do kind of a not very public show, but they do have an event where people come out and they award all these awards to. They have the Ultimate Game of the Year category, and this is obviously the Ultimate Game of the Year. It's just not Game of the Year; it's Ultimate. It's the king of the Game of the Years.
Mm-hmm.
And
Won
they
one last year. I'm sorry. We'll probably get to that.
and this is fan voted, but they did list their 12 nominees. And what John and I are going to do, we're going to have some fun here. We are going to whittle this down to the 6 games we believe will be at the Keighley Game Awards, which is just 5 weeks from now.
All right, and tell me if I want to do it a certain way that just popped in my head. If you don't want to do it this way, that's fine. Tell me no. But I want to go back and forth. I eliminate one, then you eliminate one. And if you say one, I'm like whoa, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, I was thinking we either go locks or we go guaranteed elimination.
Yeah.
So
you can do either or.
right.
Or.
Sure.
Cool.
So, yeah, there is no really caveats. Indie games can be in this. Full price games. We're going to talk Indiana Jones here because December games get lumped into this. So this year, Metroid Prime 4 is coming out. If Metroid Prime 4 is amazing, it'll show up on this list next year too as well. So here are the nominees. Blue Prince, Clear Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Peak, Silent Hill F, and Split Fiction. That is a fucking good list of games right
It ain't
there.
bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I don't think you can argue.
Do they
with any
always
of
do
them.
12 nominees?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because I feel like they don't, but it's yeah, guys, we gotta do 12 this year. We can't not.
That's possible. And, I know I'm so sure of myself all the time, but it's possible that other years are less. But, so we want to whittle this down to 6, and you want to start with eliminations.
Like I said, I mean, if you want to eliminate one, or if you want to,
or we can lock them,
or lock one, you can do either or.
Oh, I can do it.
Yeah, but we're gonna we're gonna yell at each other and lambast each other if not. Also, yes, there was 12 net last year.
Okay, all right. Well, I locks are kind of easy here.
Okay.
First lock, Clear Obscure Expedition 33.
That is the lockest of locks.
All right, that's an easy one.
Yep. All right, we're gonna
the
do
best reviewed games of the year.
We're gonna do a lock for eliminations. So not gonna be there.
Okay.
Peak. Get out of here, Peak. You're there for the lulls and the friendship game. There's got to be a friendship game, but you're not going to be at the game of the year
The
awards.
term is friend slop.
Friend slop. Yep. It was a zeitgeist game. The kiddos loved it. Produced a lot of fun moments with your friends, but it doesn't hold a candle to a lot of the other things on this list.
And it is. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of reviews out there actually, which is weird.
Yeah, I was surprised when you told me this one was on here.
Yeah, but it I think an 83 on OpenCritic. So one of the lower reviewed games in here. All right. Yeah, I'm with you. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Another lock is Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yep. Nintendo's
Don't
gonna
mess
have a
with
game.
Nintendo.
No, they will have a game there no matter what. And when this game was getting reviewed, it's sitting at a 91. So nothing to scoff at, but it got a lot of that's my favorite platformer ever talk. So yeah, it's there.
Yep, easy.
We're gonna do another get out of here with Silent Hill F.
Okay.
By no means, I think this is a game that could have snuck in a different year, but with the competition that it has right now, I think it doesn't make the cut.
And yeah, again, is one of the not terribly reviewed, but one of the lower reviewed here. I think what was it, 86?
86.
Yeah, man. Who would have thought Konami would release a brand new Silent Hill game and it was actually good?
It was that good. Yeah, it's arguably the second best Silent Hill game ever.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I might have to get around to that.
Well,
Eventually.
I know pal of the show Will is always he's always willing. Get it?
But he hasn't finished it
I don't know.
because pal of the show Will just plays everything. So
Yeah, I was at his house about a week ago and saw his physical. Dude, his physical list it looks like like a 10-foot party sub. It's his physical games collection. It's just all out there and holy hell. Good
where does this thing end?
It's a good 65 games over there.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. The strength of this year, easy.
Yep.
All right. Well, another easy lock is Silk Song.
Yeah.
No doubt one of the best indie games of the year.
Yeah, I mean, for a minute there, I thought it was going to be the only other competition to declare obscure for the whole thing. But as the review cycle went on, some people didn't like obvious, hard difficulty parts of it, and so it lost a little steam towards I think the back end of it. But yeah, that game.
Yeah, but I still don't. I think you can't. I deny that everyone liked it a lot still, and it's cultural impact of just I'm vaporware to out.
Yeah, it's interesting. Every once in a while, I'll be listening to a podcast or a show, and they're talking about game of the year, not from a standpoint of what was the best game of the year, but what was what was the game that took up the most oxygen of the year. And you could absolutely make a case that Silk Song, from the moment it got oh my god, it's actually real, to it coming out, and it's at first Metacritic score was 100, to the controversies that a lot of people had with it. There's a definite case for it in that regard. All right. We're going to lock in Death Stranding 2.
Oh.
I'm going to lock it in.
Really?
Yep. I think that
because Jeff Keighley and Kojima are best buds.
Well,
he's going to pull some bullshit and get it in there.
Listen, the game's sitting at a 90, so it's got the score to be included in there. It's an improvement in every way I've heard on the first game. It's got the Kojima connection, and I think that I think they're going to honor Kojima just gets a little bit of a bump. He always does, and so I think when looking at the rest of this list, it beats out a lot of the other ones that I think are on the same level of it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Death Stranding, and Death Stranding 1 got nominated for it, so I think 2 gets in there too.
And to explain, the Keeleys are determined by a bunch of news outlets. So across the world, news outlets kind of send in their nominations, and it's all tallied and figured out. But Death Stranding 2 is the weird one because it's picking the sixth game was the hardest part for me. What would be the sixth game? And if you go by review scores too, as well, Death Stranding 2 is it, right? It's a 90. It's a higher reviewed than a lot of these games. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we have 4 locks and 2 eliminations so far. I can do an easy elimination.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Sorry, you're just...
Don't listen to that, Mark. Still go play it.
No, and
Nick did give it a 10.
It is one of my favorite games of the year, easily. Yeah. It's too bad, but...
Yeah, it's just, I mean, Indiana Jones was a fantastic experience that got towards the end a little tiresome of like, all right, I wish I was doing a little bit more. The sense of adventure is perfect. It has all the indie charm, but just wish it was a little more robust of a playing experience, I guess.
Yeah, I think if they make a sequel, obviously combat and stealth need a little bit of an overhaul to just be fun.
Yeah.
And I know first person fist combat is a hard thing to get right. I can't think of a game where I played it and enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
So I never play a melee.
Games are like the closest,
right? And I never play a melee build in those games. So in Fallout or any of those games. So, but yeah, I think it'll be here in other categories. But I don't
Troy
think
Baker
it'll
performance.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Other stuff, but.
For sure.
All right, I think another easy elimination. Just when compared that when there's only 2 slots left, and some of the other games is we got to get Blueprints out of here. I think that game, really surprised. It was probably might be the most surprising game of the year on this list. Came out of nowhere. It was shown at a state of play with like, oh, what's this weird puzzle game, and then it comes out and gets 90s and things like that. Some people absolutely loved it. But it's not going to make the cut. It'll be in that Indie of the Year conversation. Unfortunately for them, it's also a really tough year for that.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to make that final 6.
Yeah, and I did hear that it's like localization is absolute garbage. So
Really?
like if you're not playing if you're not in an English speaking country, it's really rough. It's like I guess literally unplayable because it's too confusing.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. But yeah, like you said, like any other year, that didn't have Hades 2 and Silksong in it, it would probably be Game of the Year.
For sure.
But with those games here, it'll have a bunch of nominations in the indies category. So.
All right. For those following at home, we have 2 slots left. We still have Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Split Fiction.
Okay.
So we got to get 2 out of those.
All right.
What do you got, Nick?
Oh, an easy lock here is Split Fiction. I'm reading John's face. It's hard to tell if he agrees or not.
It's on my 6.
Okay.
It's on my 6.
Okay, good.
Yep.
This is, again, Hazelight, a Game of the Year winner with It Takes Two. This is another one of the best reviewed games of the year. And John played it. He knows it's excellent. And the parts that I played, it's excellent. There's just something about those games that's just, it's magic.
Nick and I both doubted it.
Yeah, we did.
We won't doubt Hazelight again.
No, we won't. I thought it'd be too much more of the same thing, and it's not, and that's incredible considering how the varied gameplay in It Takes Two, and then this game and the varied gameplay. It's
creative dudes over there, and dudettes.
Yes.
All right, get the fuck out of here, Ghost of Yotei. Yeah, I mean you're great. Love
you're
you.
Only a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean I'm not done with you yet, but I don't think you're which is weird to say because heading into the year that was an absolute lock for the 6 of the words hard right now. But it's just it's too generic, it's too safe, too by the numbers, and too much like its last iteration. Gorgeous though it may be, gorgeous isn't enough to get you in there this year.
And if that's true, that would be the first time a Sony first party isn't in the 6.
Yeah, I think the first time ever. Yeah,
for a very long time. I mean, Death Stranding will be a technicality PlayStation Studio.
Yeah, game, I don't count it honestly. I count yes, they're publishing, but like when I say PlayStation game, I mean the studios they own.
Right,
personally.
right. So
yeah, I don't know if there was one in 2014, which was the first year, but I'm pretty sure every year and the year after that might have been Bloodborne, 2015. Like I don't know if there was another Sony first party, but I think ever since then, I think they hit their stride and
Yeah, and this is probably the one that I wouldn't be shocked does make it because of, again, the more global outlets pushing for this game hard. But yeah, to me personally, I wouldn't think it would make it either.
Yeah, there's two games that I like when I was writing this out. There's two games that I eliminated, but I would not be surprised, and this was one of those two.
Yeah. Well, so that leaves us with Hades 2 and Kingdom Come Deliverance. And
Yeah.
one of these games is a 94, and the other one is a respectable 89. And so, in my opinion, if it and people are talking about, I know it's more recent, of course, so there's a little bias there. Kingdom Come Deliverance was, I believe, a January game.
January, yeah.
That I do think that final spot will be Hades 2.
Yep, I have that as my 6th as well. However, and
no
as weird as it may be, like in Kingdom Come Deliverance was the other game that I was like, it could get in there because I don't know if I've ever seen a game more this year that when people are positive on it, it's their favorite game like ever. Like people that this game latches onto, it's their favorite thing. So you might be able to push its way in there. And conversely, Hades 2 is very interesting because everybody's just doing the same thing, right? It's the first one but better, which is a crazy statement to make on a game like Hades. So naturally, its quality is there, but I just wonder, it's like, look, do we want to have 2 of our 6 be these smaller games? Do we want it to be a sequel to an indie game that we already nominated for Game of the Year? Maybe we just, Hades 2 came out last year in early access and people consumed a lot of it then. Is there some weird way that like Hades just isn't included? Not because it's not of quality, but because it's like, you know what? We're going to try and honor Kingdom Come or Ghost of Yotei instead. So, yes, here's my list. The Kingdom Come is right. It's on the side because I didn't know. So, Nick and I did come, I think, with the same exact 6. Yeah. So, we'll see if how good we truly are. We're usually pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah, so our 6 are Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Split Fiction. And for a little bonus points here, if this is exactly correct, which would be great, and that's why you listen to us.
That's right.
We know which game takes it all.
Claire. Going Claire.
God, that just like, I mean, the last 2 years have been with Baldur's Gate, and then Astrobot is like, oh, you feel so good for those developers who make those games, getting honored like that. That would be awesome to see. That's got to be like, I mean, if you worked at that studio, just one of those moments, like, holy shit, dude.
One of my favorite videos on the internet is Cory Barlog when he first saw the review scores of the first God of War remake come in, and he's just you can see it on his face, and he just and this is a big time game developer, right, who has done a lot of amazing things. So for a team like Sandfall with not a lot of people, first game, like just trusting in what they're doing, to get to that point would be special, and I think they pull it off. I mean, any one of those 6 and any other year could easily be a game of the year. I think there's other things pulling away at most of those, right? Hades 2 is a sequel to something we already know. Split Fiction, same thing. Death Stranding, same thing. Donkey Kong, it's Nintendo platforming magic, and Silksong is again, same thing. So I think Claire is the most unique of them. It's a great story. One of the best reviewed games of the year. I'll beat it eventually, and that's so but yeah, I think it gets it.
Yeah. It seems that way. If Astrobot can win the year before, and Baldur's Gate was like a transformative game, but Astrobot winning last year, that kind of feel good.
What was like Rebirth was a main competitor against it. What, Metaphor?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just
trying to remember what else was out last year. I'm sure some random indie game.
Black Myth, Wukong, Stellar Blade. Come on. No, I don't need the whole thing. Night Rain. No, that's not it. I don't need to know every... Okay. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Rebirth, Metaphor. Balatro should have won, but that's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, Astrobot's great. All right, cool. We did it.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I mean, I love this time of year.
But the little joke I made about last year's winner was Black Myth Wukong, which was like the lowest reviewed out of all of them. Again, it's fan voted, so I think China went hard at it. For this specific award, I could be any of them, honestly. You never know.
That's true. That's true.
Don't know about
voted,
this
I
one.
have no idea.
Right.
But cool. And yeah, you can go to their, you just Google it. You can vote for this if you want. They got a ton of categories, so that's not limited to this Ultimate Game of the Year. They break it down with Console Game of the Year, PC Game of the Year, and just a bunch of the subcategories that you would expect. But
yep,
cool. All right, let's move on to some video games I've been playing. And first up, I wanted to talk about Dispatch. Dispatch is an adventure video game in the vein of the old school Telltale games. Now, what was that, 2011, 2012, the heyday of... John cannot believe how well-reviewed Arc Raiders is.
It's a 94. A multiplayer-focused shooting thing. Crazy. Sorry, didn't mean to derail you.
Could you just imagine if Marathon came out? It would have been canceled by now.
Yeah.
It would have been canceled.
It would have been the exact same thing as
Concord.
Like, oh, no. Oh, God.
But back to Dispatch is an adventure game in the vein of Telltale games. In fact, quite a few developers from Telltale are working on this game, in which it's a narrative adventure. You kind of choose what your character says. There are some bigger story choice moments, and then in this game there's like these little gameplay moments that I'll get into a little bit later. But I do like to take a temperature check because there are things that came out before this podcast even existed, and I know I've talked on this show about Life is Strange. I played Bloom and Rage earlier this year. I played True Colors. I played Double Exposure, Life is Strange Double Exposure last year. So it is a genre that, I generally am attracted to as far as like a video game type. But I did want to get a temperature check with you, John, especially in that heyday when Telltale was releasing one of these all the fucking time. Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Tales of the Borderlands, Wolf Among Us, Guardians of the Galaxy, Batman. They were doing there's so many of them.
I think you got them all.
No, there was more than that.
Well, there was just like 18 episodes of each of them, so it's like it seemed like they were always there. But
The Walking Dead got a lot of seasons, but then they did a lot of one-offs with a bunch of different franchises. And
wasn't there one of the first ones they did Back to the Future?
Yeah, they did Back to the Future. Yeah, that's good memory. They kind of hit big with The Walking Dead, a game that won Game of the Year at what would later become the Game Awards. I think it was the Spike TV Awards.
Yeah.
Since then it's been, let's see. I'm just gonna look at their games because they did so many licensed games. When did they hit big? Yeah, they did a Jurassic Park one, and then hit big with The Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Minecraft, Batman. Yeah, well, we got a lot of them.
I was saying, dude, I think you nailed a lot of it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's what I said. It just seemed like it was like, yeah, that's a lot, but it seemed like so much more because it was always, okay, now we got The Walking Dead Michonne, and now we got The Walking Dead Season 2. And there's 5 episodes in each of those, and they come out every month, and they're always broken, so even if they're not releasing things, we're talking about how broken the games are.
Yeah,
they're always in the news cycle.
Right. Yeah, they were games that never ran well either. But, did you play these games at this time?
I played and completed The Wolf Among Us. I played and completed Tales from the Borderlands. And I started The Walking Dead and couldn't get into it. But yeah, that's my experience with them.
Okay. So
I really liked Tales from the Borderlands. I thought that was weirdly good, and I think a lot of people kind of view that one as like the one that's one of the better ones that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah. It was.
Took an already established universe and just kind of ran with the rules that it has in play, and it worked great.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Tales of the Borderlands and Wolf Among Us were considered the best because shockingly, they would go on to make sequels to those games.
Yeah.
There's an announced sequel to Wolf Among Us, and then there was a Borderlands game, another Tales, just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you picked it up in the league.
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
The new Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah, and it didn't do so well, but
Yeah, but these were great. Like I played them both with my wife. It's one of those type of games that if you have a spouse or a girlfriend or something that's like just kind of likes TV shows or likes stories, you can just do this with them and have them interact and make decisions and stuff with you. But I will admit, I was never really I never completed either of those and was like, oh my god, I want more of this. Like it was always just, I always remember kind of getting to the end of the 5th episode and be like, okay, good. Like we're good. That's what I want. I don't want any more of this. Like I want to actually play something now. And so the new age of these kind of games, I've found myself being less and less interested in them. I did like Life is Strange. I did like Until Dawn, which is of that vein. But as I've kind of been pushing other experiences away and focusing more on what I have time for, more what I truly like, the Silk Songs and things. That's an easy one for me to kind of be like, I don't really have time for you.
fair enough.
Unfortunately.
Fair enough.
So
That's fine.
yeah,
That's fine.
but I have
All
heard Dispatch is taking that formula, as you're about to probably tell us,
Yeah.
to the next level.
Yeah, it's releasing episodically, which that's another. Let's touch on that
Sure.
first. So Dispatch and these games, but in the past, they didn't all release at once. You didn't play all episodes. Like I believe the cadence was a monthly cadence.
It was a
for the
decent
older
chunk,
games.
decent chunk.
For this, is not as long. They're releasing. There's 8 episodes, and they're releasing 2 at a time. So over the course of 4 weeks, the entire game will be out and playable. But right now, only episodes 1 through 4 are available. And then by the time you hear this, the 5 and 6 will be out.
Quick question while I'm thinking about it. Did you purchase one purchase and then you just have access to these?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
They didn't. Yeah.
You can't buy one.
The Telltale games, I remember you could like buy them individually, and that was
Weird.
Yeah, weird, or just buy them all up front.
I mean, I guess, it's like, hey, we don't do demos, but if you want to see if you like it,
Right.
$10 as opposed to 40, I guess. I don't know.
But who's out there paying like, I'll pay $5 for episode 1? Oh, okay, now I got time for 2.
Yeah.
$5. Like, how do you feel about that kind of? Because it's kind of really unheard of in video games, right? I mean, you have season passes and stuff like that kind of keep you going there, but you really don't see a game broken up in chunks. And like, say if you're playing Ghost of Tsushima and a region was releasing every month, like it's kind of unheard of in video games. It makes sense in streaming and television and the episodic nature, but you really don't see games like this. You see, like with the Alan Wake games, like episodes within a game, but you're not stuck. Like you can continue and still see it. You can keep going.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about this? Like the idea that a video game is episodic?
I don't particularly like it all that much. I think that, video games are unlike other forms of media and even like some forms of media, right? Binge watching a TV show is a phrase for a reason. Right. My wife loves to do that. I particularly don't. So like, maybe it wouldn't bother me, but I will say, like, if a company is going to do the episodic, I think this is a better way to do it than the way Telltale did. Like, all of the shit released in a 4-week span as opposed to, over 4 months, where people kind of forget what was even going on. And I'm sure that the episodes are structured out to be on, good breaks and things like that. But, at the same time, if you're releasing these things 2 weeks apart from each other, they're all there to go. It's not like you're working on these anymore. So I wonder what is is there a monetary, like have they done some studies to say like, well, we'll actually get a little bit more money this way? It lets us, probably what it is actually is that it allows them to be in the news cycle for a month or 2 as opposed to just a big burst. And like,
Right.
Everybody knows that the majority of game sales are within the first week to first couple of weeks, right? And then after that, it tails off tremendously. So maybe their idea is like, look, if we have a longer news cycle, a longer word of mouth cycle, right? Like you're playing it, we have another guy at work who's playing it, and like, you're going to talk about it for a longer period of time. Maybe you will see a little bit more success that way. But I would be a little bit annoyed if I was really digging it, and like if I would hate a gameplay experience like Hollow Knight.
That and it's
that would
hard
suck.
to say like if it's good, right? Like you can be like, oh, the first 2 episodes are great, but then it shits the bed and doesn't wrap up satisfyingly, or just becomes a bad game in those later episodes. You just don't know.
Well, you wouldn't know that either way, though. Even if it was just released in one. I mean, I guess from a
Review-wise, you would.
Okay, yeah. Never mind.
But
I take it back.
But yeah, I figured most people would be waiting for the entire game to be out before spending any money on it. But I was pleasantly surprised to see it already hit 1 million copies. So
superheroes don't not make money.
Yeah, so that's what this game is. You play Robbie Robertson, who goes by the hero name of Mecha Man. And due to the events of the game, he can no longer be a superhero. So he gets invited to work for the Superhero Dispatch Network, where crimes are committed on this isometric overview of a map, and then based on the crime or the issue, you have a roster of superheroes that you pull from and then assign to that job. And if you're familiar with Invincible, the humor and the weird powers is nothing new. And I feel like if you're watching Invincible currently, you're going to be like,
even the art style.
Yeah, even the art style, that I've seen this all before. But if you are not watching Invincible, this is probably like, holy shit. Like, this is incredible. Because the game runs incredibly well. The performances are incredible. It's got an all-star cast. That Robbie Robertson is voiced by Breaking Bad's Aaron Paul. A lot of video game voice acting veterans are in this, such as Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, Matthew Mercer, Jeffrey Wright is in this. So from just the performance and the voice acting is all top notch too, and then you have this great running, great looking adventure game to be playing through, and it's a great package so far. And the funny thing about these games is, like, I feel like you're given decisions, but not a lot really matter, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you're all gonna get it. Kind of like, I don't know, it kind of expands out, and then you all kind of like coalesce into the same point at the very end, and it didn't really matter all the small decisions you made. But so far I've made, I think, 3 decisions that were pretty big. 2 of them involving your squad itself. So the characters you deploy on this mission, like, that roster can be very different from if John plays the game versus what I play.
Who'd you kill, Nick? Who died? Who'd you kill?
Right. Yeah. In the Walking Dead games, that was always the question. Who'd you let die? But
everyone.
And like Invincible too, this is a very mature story as far violence, language, sex, nudity. It's all up there. Episode 4 just starts. You're just like, what's going on? Like,
is that the Laura Bailey thing?
Yeah. There's a character that has a sex dream, and they don't hold anything back. To where, like, if you're in it'd be the scene that your parent walks in or your significant other walks in and be like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I'm playing a video game."
They're superheroes. I swear, they're superheroes fighting crime.
You just came in at the worst moment. But yeah, and those decisions in the game have weight because I like the characters. I like where the story's been going so far, and from that point. It's fantastic. I really hope they can stick the landing on this because I am looking forward to it from a story standpoint week to week. Now, the gameplay itself is serviceable. There are 2 interactive things you do. One is this hacking mini game that is actually the worst, in which you are navigating a grid trying to quote unquote hack various systems. It's just not fun to play. There's some of them have time limits on them, and it's not the failure points in both gameplay modes are very minimal. Like, I think they're just there so they can say this is a video game and not a television show. So it's not that bad, but they're just not fun to play. The dispatch part of the game, though, where you're sending your roster of characters to different locations, is interesting and fun because they don't straight out tell you who's the best character to go to this. You kind of figure that out by your roster of superheroes stats. And so if they have they have 5 basic stats, Vigor,
Viger.
Viger. I cannot pronounce a single fucking thing right on this show.
Nope.
I hope it's endearing and not irritating.
I love it. I mean, but you know,
you have your combat, you have your speech, your brains, and then your speed.
Viger.
Hey, leave me alone, man. So you do have this kind of like fun, like just like kind of, did I send the right person for the right job, and then you get kind of a percentage of how, kind of like a dice roll, basically. It's like you have a 79% chance of completing the mission with the hero you chose, and you might get lucky. You could have a 95%. I believe there's a trophy for, and like a 90% success rate, and you still fail. So there's
some XCOM bullshit.
Yeah, there's some dice rolls in there, but it is fun, and while you're doing this, your roster is bantering, taking shots at you, taking shots at each other, and so it's very serviceable. It's fun, and you do have to make some like choices in that of where and how to send your heroes, and it feels like just by looking at the trophies that they're gonna add some depth to that. But your characters do level up, and you can assign them basically character role stat sheets. So any of those stats I mentioned, you can increase for that character when they level up. And then you can unlock like bonus abilities. Like one of the bonus abilities I got for one of my flying characters is now they fly directly to a dispatch, so they don't have to like obey roads. So they get to the dispatch and leave at a quicker rate. And it seems like there's going to be more stuff like that. And then there's synergy bonuses if you send certain characters with other characters, and other characters' superpowers might make, like, there's a character that can duplicate themselves if they're put in the second slot of the dispatch. So you have one hero in the first slot, you put this hero in the second slot, they'll make a duplicate of this hero in the first slot.
Is that Prism?
Yes. He's looking at the heroes right now.
Well, I found there's already a full dispatch playthrough on YouTube I can watch of the first
course
4
there
episodes.
Is. That's what we talked about last week.
Yep.
It's like, how did they get away with this? But yeah, so that part is enough. It's satisfying. It's fun. You don't have to think too hard about it, but it is like, it's fun to like be like, oh, I picked the right character for this job.
Yeah.
And it just...
Is it one of these games where, like, okay, so you pick everybody on a mission and you have a fail rate and you fail and, like, the story continues?
Yeah.
That's included in the narrative?
Correct. So far, I mean, at the end of the dispatch, you are giving a rating, and I don't know if that's going to come in later in the game or something like that. I'm just trying to, I'm not going to, like, try and do, like, a perfect playthrough. Yeah. Maybe if I decide to, like, go through and make different story choices.
It does look really good.
Ooh,
it does.
It does have QuickTime events in some of the cutscenes, but they're negligible too.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, so far, it is, as John just said, it looks very good. It plays good. It's funny. The performances are there. It's doing everything right that it has to do to be successful in this genre. But like I said, your return may diminish if you're like already done with superheroes or in the kind of the Invincible, The Boys, the more absurdist take on these characters as more fallible than your typical DC and Marvel characters are.
Do you think it's a coincidence, or is it shots fired at a certain famous streamer that the villain is named Shroud?
I thought so, because there are streamers voicing characters in this. When you look at the cast and they use their streamer handle and not their actual name.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
It's just like, because correct me if I'm not big in the streaming world, but he's probably the biggest, right?
He's one of the biggest. Yeah. He's a big superhero guy.
It'd be like if the villain was named Dr. Disrespect. You'd be like, whoa.
Right.
Like, why'd you go with that name?
I haven't seen enough of the character to know. Yeah, and it is Matthew Mercer voicing that character, so I don't know yet. Okay. But yeah, so far, just, yeah, very, very positive so far.
Cool.
I was pretty bummed about this month and its releases. Just nothing standing out, nothing like pushing its way through to like that echelon where I want to play it right away. Outer Worlds 2, Ninja Gaiden, Keeper. Just nothing like, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Ugh.
Stinker.
Just nothing pushing out of the pack that is usually a busy fall, and I'm glad that this is kind of taking.
You didn't even mention
spot.
Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah, I mean,
Already forgot about it.
It was a disappointment, John.
I know.
What are
I
you
know.
gonna do?
I know. I told you, play Silksong, you coward. Absalom. Ball pit. Let's play ball pit.
I was tempted this weekend, but did not pull the trigger on ball pit. But did you have any questions for me, or we can move on?
No, I mean, it's it like I said, it looks really good. But I think even if it's like, oh, I want to experience this game, I'm not buying it. I'm just going to watch it. I'll just watch it. It'll just be one of those.
Fair enough.
And I don't think I will personally lose anything from that experience. Like, I've never been a guy that needs to have my decisions impact things. Like, I, in fact, don't like that because I am a FOMO, did I do the right thing guy? And so playing through a game like Mass Effect and Rex dies, I go, what did I do? Like, I didn't mean no. And then I can't. It's part of the reason Disco Elysium's super tough too, because you're meant to embrace failure,
Yes.
and I don't like that. And so just tell me the story. Here it is. Somebody else can make the decisions for me, and that's my playthrough.
Yeah,
but it's good.
But but to your point about the FOMO, is like I'm glad I'm at least feeling that when I'm playing this game for the big 3 decisions I had to make, and I had to pause the game to make them, because I was like, oh man,
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you like that.
I like
oh,
all
man,
these characters.
This is the best.
Well, I like going into it and not being like that character or this choice.
Yeah,
like it's
right.
obvious this choice,
Yeah.
and then you go to like the other cute thing that I love about the Telltale games in this is at the end of every episode they kind of compare your choices with other people, and you kind of see where you line up, and I always appreciate that. So you
Are you usually with the people or against the people?
Yeah, I'm usually with the people.
Yeah, you simpleton.
I mean, I would love you to play this game just to compare decisions being made, but
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, this is a digital only game, right? What was it? $40?
30.
$30? Yeah. We'll see.
Okay.
Life's weird. I'm playing an open world game right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah. No, the whole world is topsy-turvy right now.
Yeah.
All right. So if we got nothing else, we can move on
Let's do it.
to the last game. And that is Cocoon. Now, this isn't a recent game. This came out in September of 2023, but it was added to the PlayStation Plus Essential list. And speaking of all those Game of the Year knobs, I believe this one got one. Cocoon from Geometric Interactive, currently sitting at an 87 on OpenCritic. This is not a long game, 5 hours. I platinumed it for my 53rd platinum. We're talking about old segments in Mark's email. Platinum Wars was,
I know. It's like,
been a minute.
It'd be interesting if Mark was like, listening to episode 4 and then tuned in now and be like, wait, John hasn't gotten a platinum. Like, what? What's happening?
Oh, stop. Quit selling yourself short. I mean, on this show, you've gotten Cuphead, Hollow Knight.
I mean, I've gotten a lot, but
you've gotten very hard ones.
Yeah, that
Neon White.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some good ones. Stop being a baby.
Okay. It's fine. I guess.
And you're still ahead of me.
I am better than you.
He's at 56. And I believe Jesse, pal of the show, Jesse is the current leader.
Yeah,
I believe he was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'll
That'll
catch
never
that
happen.
in 5 years.
No.
But so yeah, a lot of interest in this game at the time. Just never got to it, and then it just shows up again. And when you're looking at a game that's 5 hours to complete, reviewed very well, and we like these games. We were talking about Neva, I believe this time last year around this time, and just what a great quick experience that was. And it's funny because Cocoon, in the same way of Neva, like there's no spoken dialogue. It's just you play through a world, and what Cocoon is a third-person puzzle game. You control a small moth-looking creature as he navigates multiple worlds. But in these puzzles, you find these orbs, and early on, what these orbs do is they just power machines or power devices, so you can figure out a lot of these puzzles, and it's all intuitive. Like when I say there's no like hand holding, there really isn't. There's no like telling you what to do. And when developers can do something like that, where they don't put any instructions on screen and can create a game and you just figure it the fuck out. That's got to be wonderful. That seems nearly impossible. You know, we all live in this business world where like it's hard to get people to read an email, let alone try to navigate them through a world where they don't know the mechanics, they don't know what to do, but you're just going to make it the world simple enough, but with a lot of depth, which I'll get into, enough for just the layman's to figure out, like myself. I'm no puzzle guy for sure. Like the time when I get stuck on a puzzle in a video game now to looking up the solution on the internet,
20 seconds.
Not very long.
I got 15, 20 seconds. You better show it. Show
Right.
it quickly.
And to Cocoon's credit, I just never got to that point. I just sat there and thought about it for like a minute, and I would normally figure it out. And if you play this game, the solution typically is backtrack for just a little further, you know, like, and you can figure it out. But one of the craziest and cool things this game does, those orbs that I was talking about that power up various devices, there's things you put them on, and then they become worlds themselves. And so you can put them on these pedestals and go into the orb. And you can imagine just the crazy gameplay mechanics that can just spawn from that. Because now when you get multiple orbs, now you can put orbs within orbs within orbs, and now you're going into world within the world or within the world, pulling out, carrying your world within worlds to other puzzles, and rinse and repeat. And I just don't know how they designed their brain around this, but this idea that's run throughout the game of just going into worlds is incredible. I love that idea.
It's like a Matryoshka doll. I had to look up the name. That's those little Russian dolls that go inside each other.
Did you say it correctly?
I don't know. I can say Japanese things. I don't know how. Matryoshka doll. Matryoshka.
I was blown away with just how smartly designed and what a wonderful mechanic it is to just carry levels with you around, and as you get more and more of these orbs, which unlock new gameplay mechanics because they can charge different devices and do different things. That on top of this world within world puzzle mechanic, I was just like the magic that I was looking for through all of my Ghost of Yotei playthrough, like that, just that feeling of wanting to play a game, to walk away from a game and be thinking about it all day. I got that with Cocoon.
God, I'm so glad I opened your heart to indie games. Again.
Oh yeah, take all the credit for it.
I will with that one. Yeah, I absolutely will. Longtime listeners know. All I gotta do is track your gaming tendencies.
Okay, maybe this might be a topic. Did Nick actually hate indie games, or is this just some fabrication because he wasn't bringing them as much as John was bringing them?
Yeah,
maybe I'll have to do a deep dive into my...
hey, we have a listener who just recently listened to all the episodes, so...
But, it's just wonderful. I mean, the game does have boss fights in it, and they're like one-hit fails, but they're not like terribly like complicated, and the checkpointing is very
forgiving.
Yeah.
How does the game keep track of what world you're in, how many layers deep you are? Like, how does that work? Because I feel like I'd be like, oh fuck, like what layer is this? I don't like, how does it do that?
So when you have a world within a world, you can see it when you're outside of that world. So you like if you have the gray world and you put the orange and the green world in it, you have a visual representation.
So it's not like there's like 35 worlds.
No.
Okay.
The maximum is 4. Yeah, by the end of the game, you have 4 worlds.
I like that. That's a good answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Again, this is 5 hours. There's not like any kind of like deep mechanics or getting really confusing. It's just, it's just slowly introducing you to new worlds and new mechanics, and then, kind of culminates in this, this final puzzle that you figure out with all 4 worlds. And then, the game kind of just ends, and you're just like, wow, that was incredible. Like I said, like how you feel after like a Neva. It's
right.
Like,
I do remember coming to work. I was like, Nick.
Right.
I know this. Go play this. I don't know why.
Or
but
like
so
What Remains of Edith Finch. You're
Yeah.
just like, I'm in this world and I'm out, and it's just, there's just something about like it's just like a short story. It's not bloated. It's concise. It's masterful at what it's trying to do, and you just walk away. Could there be more depth there? Yeah, like a Neva could probably use more depth, but
do you want to play a 25-hour Cocoon
no,
game anyway?
no, I don't.
Nope.
And so I think
Less is more.
the game is a near perfect video game in that respect. And like I said, that they did this without there's no pause, there's no menus, there's no on-screen tutorials. It's just figure it out.
That's why I really wanted to get in for a while, and it's still not permanently off my backlog, but I don't know if I'll try it again. Was Tunic. Like, if you remember that game,
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's like it's everything's gibberish, and then you start finding more pages, and it uncovers like literally an instruction manual for the game. Like, that's a really neat idea, and
Right.
it turned out to be really hard, and I didn't like it as much as I thought it would. But
I don't think that game reviewed okay.
Tunic was like an 86.
Okay, so I guess it's in this 85. All right, so it's in the same vein there, but
Came out like around like Death's Door and stuff, and I was like, oh, these are cool, and then
yeah. So just the highest of recommendations for Cocoon.
does that mean it's a 10 or a 9?
Man,
You
that's
got
a
it.
great question.
Yeah.
I probably is a 10.
Ooh.
Like when you just like when you think of like a perfect video game.
Huh? Yeah.
It's just it's atmospheric. The worlds are alien but cool. It's not like the music is chill. It's just it knows what it is, and
I'm a big fan of evaluating things on their level. That's why
Right.
I struggled for a little bit internally. Like, do I give Neva a 10? Because like, for what it's trying to accomplish, it is perfect.
Right.
But it's not. Does it have the level of combat as Silksong? Fuck no.
Right,
But it's not
right.
trying to.
Right.
So
right.
Okay.
And and again, you get in slippery slopes. Well, you gave
I know.
this game is better than Ghost of Yotei. You gave that a 7, and this a 10. It's that much
Look at
better.
the graphics, man.
Yeah. It's it just is what it is, and I think there is something to be said about again, getting into a game, finishing it, and just being done. Like the most video games are obsessed with keeping you there as long as possible.
Yeah.
As we talk about Arc Raiders and the big game and Battlefield and these games that just have no ending and want you to be and spend all your time.
Don't look at the other girls down there.
Yeah.
Look, I'm your only girl.
Yeah, I mean Fortnite right now with this Soul Simpsons thing, it's like, they're just everything's trying to get your time. So when you have a game that just appreciates your time, does its thing, and is gone, it's a good feeling. And as John and I have always said, beating a game, and then especially platinuming a game and then deleting it, that feels good. It's like when you finish anything, a project, a book. It's
I love turning that last page of a book.
Oh, yeah.
Like, gotcha. Love it.
It's awesome. It's really great.
Sweet, man. Well, I hopefully I was literally like, oh, maybe I'll subscribe and then I'll play it. But it's like today's the day. Of course, it switched over. It's Tuesday, which is fine because hopefully now that it's done its essential month, it'll get some steep sales.
Yeah, just
I would
wish
imagine.
list it.
I just did. Yeah,
Okay.
I did. And so when it gets to that $15, $12 mark, I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all we got.
That was a good episode.
Yeah. Another long one.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Teases.
Yotei and Ball Pit, baby.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't bring Ball Pit to this week, but yeah, I mean, obviously the show went long
I kind
enough.
of am too. Now that you mention it, I was like, why didn't I bring Ball Pit today? But I still have more to do.
Okay.
Probably no more thoughts to accumulate, but yeah, it's still pretty fun.
Yeah, so I would be interested
Ball Pit
for you to talk about it on the show.
Oh, and then I did have a thought that I want Nick and I to establish our 5 favorite open worlds, and then we'll go through them together. Since we've obviously discovered something here today that we each have our own versions of what we want out of an open world. So I figure we should do that.
Yeah, this is gonna be hard.
It will be hard, and you're gonna have to kill some babies, and maybe at the end of the day, be like, that's whatever. It doesn't have to be ordered. You can just be like, here's my 5 favorite.
No, it's fine. But I think listeners can already probably predict what each of us is.
We'll have a
gonna pick.
couple. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, that's hard. And it just popped in my brain like just Spider-Man.
That is a good one.
Like, fuck.
That is a really good one.
Like-
It's probably going to... Well, no spoilers. It's not going to be anywhere near mine.
John's going to have all the Sony first-party game open worlds on his list.
No.
God, yeah. You know, it's just shame. Like, I'll keep coming to this point. Like, Spider-Man 2 just came and went. Like, goodbye.
Yeah.
But it was so good when it came out. Like, the opening.
Yeah, the
and
Sandman
just how
fight
good that
was
game
awesome.
was, the play, and felt so good. But, yeah, just one of those games you did everything and you leave.
We might feel the same with Ghost of Yotei, right? Like a game that just didn't, it was a better version of what came before, but it didn't iterate. And so it's just like, okay, cool, yeah, that was great anyway.
Right.
So you might be the same thing, but
yeah. Okay. All right.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. I mean, tease is here. Yeah. I'll just be more dispatch, and I don't know. I gotta figure out my next game.
There was something I was gonna. I don't know. I'll think about it.
And I am playing. I know we've mentioned it. You gave up Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
I am still kind of playing it, but it's a franchise I'm just not an expert on. So I didn't play 3. Like, I think I played maybe 5 hours of 3 or something like that, and didn't play much of 2. That I just don't feel comfortable being like, hey, I'm the expert on what's better about Borderlands 4 than the other games.
Yeah, and like I devoured 2. I love 2. I considered 2 in my top 5 favorite games of all time for a long time, and then that's what's so much so that it caught. I bought the pre-sequel when it launched, and 3, and now 4, and every single one of those since then I've just bounced off really quickly. So it's interesting.
And listener of the show, Mark, is playing 2.
2's great.
Yeah, it's the problem I have with that game. Very very brief divergences. When it's great when you get a really good gun, and then you enjoy shooting and you enjoy, and then the period between the next really good gun that you like and it reinvigorates yourself playing the game is too long.
Yeah,
and that's been
I feel like it was a lot better in 2 also. I don't know. Like in my little bit of playing 4, I'm level 12 and I don't know, 6 hours. I don't know. I haven't come across a single legendary. I'm just like, I know you shouldn't front load the game with all that because like what's the carrot at the end of the stick?
Right.
But yeah, I just like I don't want to shoot things anymore with this crap gun.
Right.
So.
And the feeling bad when that's the primary mechanic of the game is,
or the worst when you get a legendary gun and it's something you don't
sniper
use.
rifle.
Right, something you don't use. Like, fuck. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I got a legendary pistol, and I love pistols in video games, and it's been carrying me. But now I'm just like, I want to shoot something else. I'm bored with you.
Yeah.
So, so that's it. But maybe I'll bring it. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, got some stuff, and there'll be some news. I don't remember. Our PS Plus wrap up will be coming up before you know it. Mm-hmm. The Keeleys.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll start announcing nominees.
Dude, we got like basically a award or a game show showcase in a month, right?
Right.
So that's fun.
God, yeah,
That's fun.
and given how big next year is, I can only imagine what's going to be there. So excited, good stuff. All right, so that's it. Thank you for listening. We love you out there. Take care of yourself. Please spend some time playing video games.
Write
Feel
us
good.
emails. Make me feel good.
Yeah. Yes, inflate our egos. We love it. Thank you, Freddie B and Mark, for writing in. And, of course, we're going for a three-peat. Mm-hmm. We'll be back next week.
Real high expectations over here.
We'll be back next week with Up to 6 Things. Bye.
See ya.